What do you do when a client is late or a meeting gets cancelled? When the afternoon brain fog kicks in and your perfectly crafted schedule goes out the window? Or when you find yourself with unstructured free time but no direction to go in? As freelancers, we only get paid when we work, which means time is literally money. But for most of us, the delicate dance between administrative, creative, and monotonous tasks means schedules are fluid. And don't get me wrong, this is a major appeal for people that are interested or currently freelancing, but it also leaves a lot of time unaccounted for that we could be putting to better use. Instead of mindlessly scrolling your phone or jumping into pseudo-productivity, like organizing your workspace for the 100th time, I want to share one solution that helps me pivot at moments like this and make tangible progress or help my bottom line when faced with downtime. It comes down to heuristics. Maybe you've heard of them. If not, they're a mental shortcut that helps us make decisions ahead of time rather than relying on our energy or emotions in the moment. For example, I have a heuristic for dinner decisions when I'm sprinting to meet a deadline. I always order delivery, which might sound extreme, but here's why. After a long workday, it's easy to waste time debating whether to cook or get takeout or order in, but instead, I eliminate this decision entirely by having a small set of go-to delivery options, and I no longer spiral into decision fatigue, which helps me focus on the important tasks at hand. On the flip side, when I'm not sprinting towards a work deadline, I always cook at home, and there's no debate or wasted energy. While it might seem like a small decision, freelancers face hundreds of similar ones every single day, each involving time and money. Do I email a client who's late on their payment or call them directly? Do I work on my commute or read up on some new techniques? What should I do now that I lost a gig? We can't plan for everything, but we can prepare for the inevitable. Having heuristics in place means we can reclaim our time rather than spend all of it trying to decide what to do in the first place. Since unaccounted for time can range from 15 minutes to several hours, we need heuristics that are varied, accessible anywhere with little friction to get started, and that have a linear or compounding progression, so short bursts can add up in the long term. I tend to keep a rotation of about 3 heuristics at a time as it allows for enough variation to fit most situations, but not enough to cause decision paralysis. Right now, my 3 time-reclaiming heuristics are: Number 1, editing. I always have a video or script in progress, so even 5 minutes means that I can refine an idea or make progress cutting a video, since the heavy lifting of idea generation or video recording has already been done in the past. The progress is compounding without much friction, and now it's easier than ever to do this kind of work on the go, so editing has become a stable heuristic for me. More recently, I've integrated deliberate study into my heuristics. Instead of passively consuming something that tends to go in one ear and out the other, I'll find a suitable article or video for the time that I have and make sure that I take notes or write down some takeaways that I have after the video to make sure that this translates into actual learning or development. And at the end of the day, while this might not change your bottom line in the moment or check something off your to-do list, it definitely compounds over time, sharpening your skills and increasing future earning potential. And number 3, when the afternoon brain fog hits, my go-to heuristic is often file management. Over the years, I purchased hard drive after hard drive, essentially trying to put a band-aid over my problem of poor file management. So I have plenty of duplicate or unnecessary files that need sorting. This is a really low energy task that I don't necessarily want to be doing at the peak of my day, but it does need to be taken care of at some point as I develop a better system for future projects and file management. The fact that I can often set things in motion and leave them running in the background makes it an excellent heuristic when plans change. Hopefully at some point this heuristic will no longer serve me as my system for file management improves, but this is to also highlight a point that our systems are constantly changing and your heuristics should evolve as you do and your workload and workflow changes. For example, in the past, I often used light exercise or even a quick photo walk if I found myself with some unaccounted for time. Not everything is going to move the needle in the same way that actual focused work would for a client, but I found that over the years when I don't have these kinds of heuristics, I tend to default to more passive activities that definitely don't translate to progress in my career. Anyways, I hope you found the video to be interesting and informative. If the topic of freelancing and better productivity habits is something that is on your mind, I think you might find my video on building and maintaining momentum to be particularly interesting.